Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy the video, consider giving it a like, and subscribe for more. Doctor Strange predicted 14,605 different outcomes for the Infinity War. What's one of the dumbest/weirdest outcomes he saw? Star-Lord does a dance battle against Thanos and Thanos wins. Star-Lord gets the gauntlet but Thanos challenges him to a dance-off and wins. Star-Lord snaps for Thanos. Star-Lord, I have to respect the dance-off, it's what Kevin Bacon would want. Edit, thanks for the guild. The one where they get the gauntlet off Thanos and there's just another one underneath. The one where Spidey managed to get the gauntlet off and yeeted it into orbit. It didn't do anything, just delayed Thanos for a few minutes, and everyone got to watch Tony berate Peter for 10 minutes before the snap. The one where Thanos can't handle the catch of Vormir, and instead he takes Gamora to McDonald's. She throws a tantrum when they tell her the ice cream machine is down and Thanos takes her back to Vormir. I love this one. I'm just imagining Peter crying and Tony yelling at him. Peter, through sniffles and tears, I'm sorry Mr. Stark, I figured he can't breathe in space, so I chucked it into space. Tony, kid, he literally just threw a moon at us. Now go to your corner and think about what you did. Howard the Duck saving the day. Thanos, you should have gone for the head. From off camera. Howard the Duck, good thing I never miss. Howard the Duck, let me ask you something. Since when did you think you were the one wearing the Infinity Gauntlet? If he sticks his hand up Thanos's gas, technically he is wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. Like a giant, fleshy Muppet. Thanos realizes even getting rid of half the population won't solve all the problems in the universe. He falls into a deep depression, binging on Little Debbie Star Crunch and the Andy Griffith Show. He becomes morbidly obese and suffers an acute heart attack. His dying wish is to play drums for Cherry Bomb on their reunion tour. Sadly, though, Howard the Duck is able to negotiate the conditions and a custom set to allow this to happen, Thanos does not survive. Wow. Holy fiction, Batman. Batman is DC, let's not get crazy. Next MCU movie right here, kudos. Sounds like a good documentary. Thanos gets extreme gasset at the most opportune moment, farts with the force of 1,000,000 atomic bombs and the Avengers obliterated by the force of Thanos breaking wind. Then pulls off a Scooby-Doo mask to reveal he's actually Wario. How did you guys find my private fan flick? It was his way of countering Ant-Man. Is this a fetish? Wario, is that you? Infinity fart. Doctor Strange is forced to use his most risky and powerful spell, so he summons Shaggy out of a Pokeball, and as Thanos is about to snap his fingers, Shaggy pulls out a reverse card from his pocket, flipping the snap onto Thanos, but before it can reach him, Thanos summons another reverse card with the Reality Stone, which then bounces back onto Shaggy's reverse card, which bounces back onto Thanos's reverse card, which blows up, killing everyone in the universe. So therefore, no one wins. Thanos didn't balance the universe, and the Avengers couldn't save it. Perfectly unbalanced, as all things shouldn't be. Thanos, about to snap his fingers. David Blaine, are you sure you're the one wearing the gauntlet? Thanos, looks down to see gauntlet is missing. WTF, how did he do that? Thanos accidentally placed the reality gem in upside down. Half of all life in the universe, from amoebas upward, instantaneously turns into stacks of buttermilk pancakes. 5 years later, every single habitable planet is a nightmare realm of chaos and destruction. There are humongous roaming clouds of pancakes that float lazily through the cosmos. Some get pulled into planetary orbits and become rings of flapjacks so dense that the planet's equators will never see the sun again. Countless other planets, meanwhile, simply cracked open like an egg and brought forth a breakfast apocalypse the likes of which cannot be adequately described. And Thanos? Thanos exiled himself back to his barren home on Titan. He was ashamed and angry at himself for being responsible for such a cataclysm. Because of the uncountable deaths? No. Because he had effectively destroyed the universe? No. Because all of his plans fell apart due to what he considered a fleeting moment of incompetence? No. It was because Thanos liked French toast more. Suddenly, an army of entitled parents manage to entitle themselves to the Infinity Stones to the point where Thanos has to bring out his manager to deal with it. Thanos gets lost on the way to Earth after losing the Power Stone, resulting in him spending at least a day in an alien equivalent of an IKEA. Another is where Thanos snaps, but every living being gets cut in half instead. Around the waist. Thanos goes to therapy and they discover he wants to snap because of toxic masculinity. Then he apologizes for this to the Avengers and becomes transgender. Thanos stitches the whole end all human life thing after he discovers he can make a living doing sexy online cam shows. Strange sees Thanos talking to Putin. In the background, Trump is coming out of a doghouse with Bar and a baby Bjorn while Hawkeye is hacking into the 2020 election with Loki's scepter. Thor is still drinking. Thanos locks the universe in a time loop where everyone repeats the same day over and over. Bill Murray is the only person on Earth who becomes aware and fights to break the endless cycle. Comedy ensues, but Bill eventually breaks the cycle. They make a movie about it and it's met with moderate success. A few decades later, half the population is wiped out by a combination of climate change, unvaccinated children, and rising sea levels due to rampant fish sex which displaces the water. Thanos is now pleased and the remaining Avengers are forced to question their morals by teaming up with Japan's whalers to return the sea levels to normal. The Simpsons continue with their 67th consecutive season by guest-starring Thanos, but he is voiced by a crotchety Rupert Grint. No one wins. Rick and Morty pop out of a portal. Rick takes a drink and pulls out a gadget to analyze the Infinity Stones. Rick takes a big belch, jumps into a portal and pops out of a portal a few minuets later behind Thanos with some sort of vial. He opens the vial in Thanos' face, Thanos turns into dust. Rick grabs the Infinity Gauntlet, takes a long look and describes it as primitive Kazorpazorp technology. Rick puts it on, crushes the Council of Ricks and throws the gauntlet over to Iron Man. Rick and Morty take off through a portal. The Geico Gecko gets the Infinity Gauntlet and when he snaps, everyone says 15% or more on car insurance. The one where they technically win because Thanos fucked up the portal from Titan to Earth. Instead of landing in Wakanda, he landed in Snoop Dogg's living room and ended up sharing a blunt with Snoop. Got some bad couch lock so he couldn't go and grab the Mind Stone, ended up talking about it with Snoop for hours while stoned. The next day, the top post on /r/stoner engineering is the Infinity Bong made by converting the gauntlet into a bong, and Thanos becomes one of the many Reddit celebrities. When Vision sees it, he willingly gives up the Mind Stone out of sheer amazement. Unfortunately, while smoking through it, Thanos accidentally snaps half of the universe anyway. I don't know, but it involves Daredevil fighting Thanos in a hallway. Still a great scene I like to watch when I think about it. No one can beat Daredevil in a hallway. Bill and Ted turn up and challenge Thanos to a game of hide and seek. Death steals the gauntlet when Thanos is hiding in the cupboard. Thanos realizes yes, being fooled, but gives up after falling in love with Death. This is most triumphant. Best 3 out of 5? Damn right. I couldn't believe they referenced Bill and Ted. My jaw dropped. I love that movie. Talos goes to see the live-action Aladdin, turns into Will Smith and goes to face Thanos. He says, "It's rewind time," before yoinking the gauntlet off Thanos and snapping him back to the Fortnite Island along with Marcus Brownie, creating a closed time loop. Brah. Deadpool shows up, explains to Thanos that he is just a comic book character created for people's amusement. Sad, Thanos leaves the gauntlet to Deadpool and goes to Canada to become a lumberjack. Half the universe sings to Wham! "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," the other half dance in choreography to it. That was beautiful. I understood that reference. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know who your favorite comic book character is, and why in the comments down below. I seriously read that stuff.